I was asked, well, how would you define yourself? And I just said, I'm a loyal lioness till the casket closes. When I pass away, it's in my actual will and trust. I want to be buried in my tutu, and I want lion stuff in the casket with me that would belong to my dad. My name is Tracy Wisman-Sekula, AKA Lioness Tutu. I was young, wearing a tutu, my ballet tutu, to my first game. I remember all the crazy people in their outfits. I remember saying to my dad, "Daddy, why do they dress like that?" And my dad goes, "You'll understand someday, hon." Now I do. I keep adding more and more to my persona because I'm a loyal fan, and I'm going to keep adding things as much as I can fit before it's too crazy and too much. I've always been a Lions fan. When I lived in Fort Lauderdale, I had a Lions flag flying in my house outside, and I would fly home for the Lions games on Sundays. My neighbors in Fort Lauderdale thought I was crazy. My husband thought I was crazy. But when you're a loyal fan and this is a part of your household, and a part of your heritage, this is what you do. During game day, my dad would tell me how the game was and why the refs were doing what they were doing, explaining the plays, and I would sit there and go, okay, okay. A couple times I had notepads and took notes, and then as I got older, I'm like, no, Dad, hold on, let's watch the replay and see what they really did. It was more as I got older telling him because the rules kept changing. My dad's influence on me has carried over all my whole entire life. My dad had a massive stroke and was bedbound. His bed was here in this room. He was here, we were watching the Green Bay game, and I said to my dad, because usually at games I get up, jersey and everything, but I hadn't because I came to check on him when the caregiver was here. And I said, "Daddy, would you like me to go home to get my stuff on?" And he squeezed my hand and shook his head. I walked out the door, and within 10 minutes I got a call. He had passed away. And it was really hard for me because I felt bad at first, but then I knew he wanted me to go home and get into my everyday Sunday that made me happy. At the same time, he didn't want me to be watching Lions football while he passed away, because then I think he felt if I was here with him, it would give me a bad taste in my mouth and make me not want to follow my squad. But I put all my energy into the Lions. This is in memory of my dad. I'm a spunky, energetic person to begin with. As a little girl, I used to get up on the mantle up here and I would do dances and say I'm gonna be a Lions cheerleader someday. And this is me. Football to us is what we live for. That's the one sport that I give 150% to. Back at the Silverdome, they used to hold football clinics for women, and I went to several of those clinics and learned a lot, and it just followed me where I'm at now. Football is my thing. I do love sports, but football, I can communicate through football, and that's how I met my fiance, was through a football singles event, a speed dating event, and that's where we're at now. I'm getting married. My veil is 6 feet long and it has Lions logos all over it. I'm having Lions logos put on my dress, and then I'm gonna incorporate a tutu into my dress because that's my persona. I cannot tell you on words, you have to physically see it. When you mix the Tub Gators and the Blue Crew together, it's a phenomenal tailgate and a loyalty full of love. Those people have become my family since my family passed away. I could be in a bad mood, I could be crying, and someone will come up and hug me and say, it's okay. I cry a lot during football because certain things remind me of my dad. Everybody that tailgates with me knows my situation and they embrace me and they're like, it's okay, your dad's watching over you, it's all right. So the Tub Gators bring the hot tub. Denny's had the hot tub for many years going back to Silverdome. That's where I actually first met all of them. And the Blue Crew I ran into at Eastern Market a few years back. They're a lot of fun too. They do a lot of cooking and make Blue Crew shots. We're unique, we're truly, truly loyal. We believe in our team no matter what they do, whether they win, lose, make bad decisions, we still believe in our squad. I'm obnoxious. People tell me to tame down, but this is my personality. I lay everything out the night before in perfect order, and I follow the same thing. If I break tradition, Lord help me. I don't put my shoes on until I'm completely dressed and ready to walk out the door. The makeup goes on the very last, and I have to make sure that I have my radio blaring my favorite CDs in the car. That is my superstition. As a little girl, I made a tin and I put blue construction paper on it and a black marker and wrote Lions Super Bowl. And every time I got a quarter for the Tooth Fairy, or every time I got grade money, or even my graduation money would go into that. And then what I ended up doing is move it into a bank account at Comerica that actually says Super Bowl Fund. And I'm going to go to the Super Bowl and I'm going to be there. And I'm going to be the crazy one in the stands screaming hard. And if it's more than I can afford that's in that fund, I'm going to mortgage my house. I'm going to take out a personal loan. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. I'm going to borrow from people. I'm going to be the one in those stands at that game. And I'm going to represent and represent hard. Because like I said, I'm a loyal Lioness until the casket closes.